Good morning, everybody. My name's Mike Small. I'm probably one of the oldest friends that Kim had. Probably knew him more than anybody else in this country other than his brother. Kim and I were first tossed in to be in contact with one another when we were both destined to do a summer school back in June of 1963 at a new boys' school called Blue Ridge School. The summer school was actually called the Corolla Academy. We got there, and Corolla Academy was way up in the mountains, about 25 miles northwest of Charlottesville. It had been an old mountain mission back at the turn of the century, and a lot of the buildings were very dated. It was unique. I met this guy that, God, he had this funny accent, but then again, so do I. We kind of hit it off basically pretty much on the first day. He was telling me things about Australia, and I was teaching him things about over here at this country. And the friendship just went on from there. At Blue Ridge School, he was, well, let's say he was liked by everybody. Everybody knew that he was new and sort of, yeah, he was subject to having some jokes and, pulled on him that he wasn't aware of. In fact, probably one of the worst ones was when I gave him an unripe persimmon. And if you've ever had an unripe persimmon, you never forget it. There was a lot of firsts that I shared with Kim, and just a few of them. First time he saw snow, he was running around like a madman trying to catch every flake in his mouth. First time he got drunk. Yep, he was at my house, and one of my buddies had this big, huge 62 Pontiac station wagon, and there was Kim in the back, rolling from side to side with every curve we went around. First time he got high. More than likely, probably the last time he got high 8 years ago when I visited him up in Rhinebeck. First time he rode a motorcycle. Yeah, he crashed. So did I. First time that he shot a gun, and it was a flintlock rifle. Actually, he was a very good shot. Used to take him to rifle shoots, and I think one time he even won a medal. I think he got a third place in one of the events. Introduced him to his first real girlfriend, and they were a pair for few years, let's put it that way. At school, he liked his sports. He was good at soccer. He already had some experience in soccer, and this was a new school, and sure enough, we both played soccer and enjoyed it together. He had a unique thing with his art. He would sit there in his room and write a letter to his girlfriend, and then he'd take his pens out, and he would draw the stamp on the envelope, and it would go through. He was unique, and if I used the word special once, I'll use it more than once, because he was special. I laugh at some of the things I think about. The only two bad habits he had, well, I could say one was a bad habit. He was never on time. Never. He would call me one day and say, I'll be leaving New York tomorrow at noontime. I'll be there about 4:30. Sure enough, 4 o'clock, phone would ring. I'm just leaving now. So, hey, that was Kim. The other thing was you didn't want to be on public water, because Kim had this habit of every day when he took a shower, you could figure half hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So your water bill is going to go up when he visits. We both had 64 Corvairs. His was it looked black, but he called it midnight blue. And I guess if you got in the right sunlight, yeah, you could see that it was blue. But I came down one time and I had fixed him up with a date, and we all went to the drive-in. And at the intermission, Kim goes and opens his trunk, and the first thing you see is he gets out this big black cape and he throws it around his shoulders. And then he pulls out this long steel sword that he had made in the welding shop. And then he got out his antique Australian firefighter's helmet, which was this big bronze monstrosity that looked like a big gladiator helmet, and he would storm up and down the aisles with the car like he was Spartacus. He also had a set of homemade golf clubs that he would beat beer cans and stuff around the parking lot too. So, yeah, he was versatile. I don't know really much more to say other than the fact that these are the early years. I never forget them. The times that he visited, they were always grateful. Now, I'm going to leave on this one parting note, and that is a picture of one of the envelopes that I used to get in the mail. That's the front, and then he always had something on the back. He hated to see a piece of canvas go unused. Thank you. And he was special.